In your childhood or teen years that you had a crush on, whose hair that you were really attracted to, that had really distinct characteristics?
Well, my first like real girlfriend when I was in high school, she had like a really like, cause she's older than me and like way older than me. Well, not way older, but like kind of older. And like I was in high school and she was already at college in like Portland, and she had this like really hip like look, and it was like very like short but like very like hip, and it was like a great look. And seriously, like that's probably the first time where I noticed that I actually care about like hair. And she had this dark brunette, and like her hair was like super short and had like that whole like mod cut.
Yeah.
And it was such a good look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Did you ever notice anything about like the way she styled it, or like, clips she put in her hair, or maybe the smell of her shampoo?
Yeah. That's all personal though.
So, my first crush with a hair association was probably my first crush ever, which I think was in kindergarten. I remember there being a girl there who had like a short bob haircut, and like no other girl had that kind of hair at that age. It was all just regular and long, and she was sort of tomboyish as well, and she was aggressive and kind of tough, and I think that appealed to me as a kindergarten kid. But I think as a result, I've always liked the short hair cut on girls a lot.
Yeah.
Because of that initial kindergarten experience.
Yeah.
She wasn't into me though, so her friend was. It was like a love triangle in the kindergarten. She had like a little bow sometimes on the top of it, which was cool because she wasn't lacking in femininity, but she was kind of a little tougher and like cooler than the other gals.
Yeah.
But the bow still added that like, feminine touch.
Yeah.
She wasn't like butch or something, But yeah, it definitely represented her kind of attitude.
Cute.
I remember she had the bleach like tip things like this. You know what I'm talking about? It's really gross.
Just two in the front?
Yeah. But they were bleached, and that was the only part of the whole hair that was. She had brown hair, but it was bleached on the bangs or whatever you want to, antennae. She probably used mousse or something like that. Probably in a ponytail of some kind. Maybe hopefully not a bun, but probably. But I don't know if she used mousse to slick it back, but it was definitely back.
My first girlfriend, Virginia, would do her hair up with what seemed like hundreds of pins. And I really liked watching her take them out at the end of the day, because it took a really long time. And I liked kind of counting them as I watched her do it. And I was just impressed that she cared so much.
Yes.
I think when I was a kid, there was this red-haired girl in my class with like really curly, like shiny red hair, like healthy looking. That made her like super, cute.
Hair that I've found attractive on women throughout my life has varied drastically from one woman to another, but it has always been that woman wore their hair best that suited them.
Yes.
And they usually had, it's not dyed. They all had natural colored hair. It wasn't all some fucked up, like, clown looking shit where, like, they look like a wig that someone just pulling off, and then, like, they got 5 more in the closet and shit. Like, they had, like, a natural look that it just suited them. Mm-hmm. And you can tell that they didn't go to a stylist and were like, yo, make me a good person that I've never met before in my life. Like this is like something that has been developed over time, and this is what came out of it. So.
Yeah, I think I was in about 2nd grade when I remember the first crush I had on a girl that had a really nice haircut. And I kind of remember what she looked like and her hair more than, and I don't remember her name.
Yeah.
But I was in 2nd grade, so you can't hold it against me. Like all, like big, pigtails or scrunchy things. I just remember, I think it was like solid bangs and it was long and she had black hair and she was pretty.
One of the first crushes I had was this lady named Charlotte, and she looked like Kurt Cobain, and that's why I had a crush on her. She was really tall. She was like 6 feet tall, and I was like 3 feet tall because I was in 6th grade. And yeah, she just had like really straight blonde hair. You can see the roots, like she had like bone straight hair. Really unmentionable. But I mean, that was like my first crush, and the reason behind it was because she looked like Kurt Cobain.
I can't explain why I was drawn to it, but the first girl whose hair I ever really liked was like definitely kind of like bowl-shaped and like stopped right around here, and I can't put a finger on what it was that I liked about it, but I just thought it was really cute. It was like a hairdo that looked like it took a good amount of, it was like a lot of upkeep, so, and I respected that, I really respect like hair that's been like, carefully cultivated,
Yeah. What do you think other people think of your hair when they look at it? Do you think they notice it? Do you think they have any type of impression of your hair or like what it means to, like about your personality?
I think so. I think they think that I think honestly when people see like when I get a fresh cut, I think they think that it's like a good look. I'm serious. No, I'm serious because it's like Katalina always does that fade, and it's always like sharper than you would expect from me, maybe, possibly. I don't know.
Yeah. Gives you a smart edge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so what would you say is more important to you, your hair or your shoes?
My hair.
Yeah.
Have you seen my fucking shoes?
You have a friend that you would like to swap hairstyles with for a day, even if it wouldn't be like, it wouldn't suit you, but something that you would just like to experience for a day. Who is this friend and what does their hair look like and why would you want to have their hair for a day?
I guess I really like my friend Tony's hair. He got a really good fade going tonight. I don't think I could pull it off, but for a day it would be kind of cool to just like see how it looks,
And like, how would it feel to have his hair?
Empowering.
Cool. Anybody?
I really like Errol Flynn's hair from Captain Blood and the original Robin Hood, because he's obviously such a scoundrel, but he has such handsome hair that you feel like he'd be invited into anybody's home, even though you probably shouldn't trust him. It's very sharp and maintained, and very tidy, and very flashy at the same time. It's flamboyant and masculine at the same time. Something I like about it.
Well, having like curly hair, I've always wanted to have straight hair. The grass is always greener on the other side. Probably like, I remember I was really into David Bowie during his Berlin years, like his fashion and his hair and stuff, because it also looks like very old-fashioned and kind of slicked, and it has like a little tiny curl here, and just looked like some sort of like Duke or something who should be flying in on like a Zeppelin or something like that, and it just seemed really educated and smart and cool, and like he could pull off any fucking jacket with frills or something on it, and that's you know, I could switch that just to see what it'd be like to be like some sort of like Zeppelin captain for the evening. That's probably what I would choose.
I mean, the one hairdo that I've always admired but would never ever do myself is, I mean, it might be an obvious answer, but like, is Morrissey's hair. It's like it's just crazy to me the way it like he's kept the same like curl to it over the years and stuff, and it just looks so ridiculous that he pulls it off, and like I don't know, yeah, like I admire it, and it's like there's been moments where it's like I could totally do that, but I would never ever do it because I have just a little bit of sense, you know.
Some celebs whose hair really stands out to me is like Jim and William Reed from the Jesus and Mary Chain, and Tim Burgess from the Charlatans. I always wanted to have hair exactly like him, but I'm too scared. Tim Burgess would have like in the 90s like a kind of a big bowl cut with his bangs hanging in front of his face. It just looked like really bratty. Definitely my hair hero.
So the people who have like hair that stands out to me that are celebrities are usually like musicians or rock stars. And then the people that usually stand out to me are the people who are all like frazzled, like, you know, like all those classic rockers like Keith Richards or Bob Dylan, where it doesn't look like they spend much time on their hair, but yet it's like kind of perfect at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what stands out to me.
Cool.
With celebrities.
Drake. Next question. Hey, the bass guy. Next question.
David Lynch has the best hair of any celebrity I can think of. It's very full, which I admire. It's a long cut. Well, it's a mid cut. Always perfectly sculpted and just very in place. And as an older man, he looks like really awesome with like a full fucking head of hair. It looks so great. Yeah, he has my favorite celebrity hair by far, because it always looks the same. It's like consistently like full, nicely cut, very meticulous.
Cool.
Yeah.
I respect my grandmother's hair.
Yes.
Cause she had like, it was black when she was young, and then it started just getting streaks of gray in it, and she never dyed it, and always like rocked these like streaks of gray in her hair.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, she lived to be 90, and it was still like, there was still black in her hair. When she was young, it was when she was really young, it was in long braids. She had braids that like went all the way down her back, and she would bunch them up on her hair. And my grandfather used to spend hours brushing her hair and braiding her hair for her. They were both Catholic, and like I really don't think they had sex with each other until they got married. And I think it was like a really intimate thing that they shared with each other. It was my grandfather would come over to her house and braid her hair for her.
Have you been to a city where you have noticed really good hair, or any type of location where there was like a concentration of really good hair?
I think when I was in Portland last, everyone there looked incredibly attractive, from shoes to hair. And I think even the bus drivers looked like they had really good hair. Like it was like everyone was hipper than I was, you know. It was like the percentage of population of hip people was over regular people, but I think the hair was also really good, and it also managed to look good, but looked like they didn't do any work on it whatsoever. You know, that they just kind of got up and was like, "Oh, I'm just driving the bus." You know, that's what I do. I don't care about my hair. And I was like, "Wow, it's really thick and like healthy looking. Like you probably had like 10 organic coconuts rubbed into it this morning, you know, like it just looks that good." But it was everything. Everyone was like glowing with like healthy organic reading material and all that stuff. So it actually felt really bad to be there for any length of time, you know. It was just like, wow, they wouldn't let me move in here, you know. They'd have some sort of like test airlock that I would fail to test up. But I felt like everyone's hair was really, really good there, you know, healthy. I was like, how is it? Because there's not a lot of sun here. I've lived in Seattle. Like, what do they have, like special heat lamps in the house that make it like sheen and glow like that? But yeah, that's probably Portland. Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. All right.
I felt like when I went to Mexico that men took much better care of their hair, and it was obviously something that they had thought about and took care of at the beginning of the day before they went out into public. And it was apparent just across the boards.
The place I like to go to see everyone's crazy hair is like if you go to like an amusement park, because everyone's either been on a crazy ride and their hair is insane and there's nothing they can do about it, or they've been in the water swimming or something and you get the beach hair. And so that stands out to me.
To you, has better hair, your mom or your dad, and why?
I would definitely have to say my mother. Because she has very fine, long hair. My father has very coarse, white hair. And I think he's just happy to have it at this point. So it doesn't really seem like he really gives a shit what it looks like. Whereas my mother is fortunate enough to have had one area of graying in particular right in the front of her head, and she kind of looks like a superhero.
Ooh.
It's very nice. She's lucky.
Sharp.
I'm inclined to say that my mother has better hair than my dad does, but my mom has lately gotten really into like putting these like kind of weird highlights and stuff in her hair, and for that I'm actually going to give my dad the edge. Like lately, his hair is actually not unlike mine, so that's also that also helps his case. So yeah, my dad wins, even though my mom should win.
I guess my dad's hair. He keeps it short. He keeps it clean. That's a good look.
Yeah.
My mom, by far. My dad's bald, so that's hideous, obviously. No, my mom has really. Her hair's kind of fucked up most of the time, but it's like, it's poofy and kind of like dry, but I really like it. It's like big, you know? It's big, and she colors it well right now, like you don't see any grays, which is kind of nice, I guess. No, but she has good hair. It's like, she takes care of it without being annoying about it, so.
My dad has really thin, like, hair, like straw, like bad texture. And my mom has like really nice, like healthy hair. It's long and my sister got my dad's hair, unfortunately. I got my mom's hair. That's why she has hair extensions.
My mom's hair is better because it's like big and curly. My dad's hair is like super thin and kind of like, I don't know, not like a lot there.
So, is there a pro sport that you have noticed where the team players have really nice hair, and what does their hair look like, and why is it?
Basketball. No one like specifically, but just like good fades and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times basketball players have cool hair. Dirk Nowitzki has pretty cool hair. Kind of like long, blonde, like floppy. Looks cool.
Does he wear it down?
Yeah, he wears it down. But then most of the guys just have close haircuts, you know, like But a couple guys have like faux hawks or mohawks, like you know, or sometimes people shave stuff into their head. That's pretty cool. Their number. Dennis Rodman always had really cool hair.
I've been intrigued with the hair in the NFL recently because you're starting to see a large contingent of the players with a huge mane of hair coming out from underneath the helmet.
Oh, yes.
And it's like the only way that they have to assert some sort of individuality when you're wearing a uniform that covers every inch of your body. And it also like deforms the shape of your body. Like, you know, they all have the exact same width shoulders because they're wearing big pads. So you start seeing guys like Palomalu with the big hair coming out the back, and then ever since that you've been seeing anybody with curly hair to Cam will grow long hair and just poof it out below their helmet.
Clearly, the NBA has the best hair of any sport whatsoever. NFL has the trend right now is dreads and long hair in general, which is it's cool, but we have a lot of awesome high top fades in Brandon Jennings from the Milwaukee Bucks. We have good facial hair in James Harden from the Oklahoma City Thunder, who might be winning a championship. But the best hair of any professional sport is Sean Marion, who dyed his hair blonde. He's a black man. He dyed his hair blonde, looked really good, very Slim Shady, very Lyrixy, looked really awesome. But yeah, the NBA has the best hair by far, like without question, best style in general.